Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. On another little drive. Talking about, I don't know, let's see, probably our Labor Day sale. How much this California stuff is annoying me. Should annoy all of you, too. I mean, 1187 to ban all laws in California by 2026 for something that hasn't even happened. And then you've got just the FFL background checks on barrels. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. But look at that beautiful Arizona sky. I mean, not so beautiful behind these guys. He's a big old truck. I don't blame him. Making deliveries. Like that. Alright, fair enough. That's a cool truck. Alright. Up this morning with a wild headache. Might be working myself too hard. Who knows? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Welcome in on another daily live. Driving off to meet somebody, get some work done. Working on some slides today. Got our Labor Day sale coming up, and California. So if you pop in, feel free to ask any questions. It's a nice, almost 9:30 in the morning at 103 degrees. That's right, triple digits in August. Welcome to the desert. Hey, thank you for that like, greatly appreciate it. Don J, what's going on? Definitely, man. Let us know how it goes. You know, I just range tested someone else's slide on one of from one of their builds, and man, make sure you go through your stuff, because I can't figure out how this guy did anything wrong. But he sends it back to us, and he's like, "Hey, I'm having all these issues. Can you guys, do some troubleshooting and some testing?" Yeah, sure, not a problem. I ran that thing on 5 different frames with 3 different kinds of ammunition, and it was flawless. So, I mean, Don J, you've been around guns for a while. You'll probably be fine. But I know I'm getting some lip wristers, and I know I'm getting people who don't know how to install their parts kits correctly. And it becomes frustrating because for some reason they blame the slide. It baffles me, confounds me, befuddles. There's another word. Hey, Wolf Boy, what's going on, brother? Welcome to one of our daily rides. Always driving all the time. Out doing stuff. Yeah, see, that's where I go. Like when I first started getting to this, I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong with the frame? What did I do wrong with the parts kit? Because I was no expert when I first started doing this either. I'm like, what do I need to sand down? What do I need to polish? Something ain't right. Very seldom did I ever find it to be the slide that was the issue. And when it was, it's because it was out of spec. And, I mean, not to toot our own horn, but one of our slides out of spec, that's a very blue moon, rare occurrence. Like a tool had to break, and you catch that because there's some kind of barring, some kind of tool mark. I was like, and we have a good QC line where they go through with calipers and check it with OEM parts. So I'm like, our stuff being out of spec is, you know, I don't want to say stuff could happen, you know, stuff can't happen, but it's perplexing, the amount of QC work we do into it. Our QC manager is so strict that stuff that we wouldn't even catch, she catches. She's really good at it. Exactly, the slide is a carrier. The slide is a carrier. I don't get it. See, their stuff is out of spec because, well, I don't know exactly why. I have a few theories, but I think they weren't changing out their tools when they should have been. And there's a couple other theories. But like, all tools have a tool life, and you can run them. You know, you can keep running them, and sometimes you can even resharpen them and reuse them for other purposes, or for slower speeds and whatever. But I'm thinking either their measurements were off for their program, or they let tools wear down so much and shouldn't have been reusing. And so they were just getting stuff out of spec. And there's a couple other theories, but that's a long discussion. And yeah, I could be wrong. It's just a theory. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't in their shop when the 26s were being made. You know, that brings up to what we were talking about last night. Someone had brought up FRTs, and another person had brought up, you know, starting up a business. And, you know, customer service is a key portion of doing a business, right? So you might be a really good machinist, or you might be a really good programmer, but if you don't have customer service skills, and again, that's not a lot of people. A lot of people do not have good customer service skills. So if you don't have those, if you can't deal with the public, because, hey, let's be honest, the public is full of stupid people. If you can't deal with that and redirect people and, you know, get them to understand, hey, this is the problem you're having, you need to find somebody who can. You need to find somebody who can do that for you and pay them to do that for you. Because not everybody can do it. Some people are great, you know, mechanically. They can do functions and tasks and work with parts and machinery, and they can do that just all day long, and they're freaking geniuses at it. But then you throw in customer service, and just it's out the window. Like, they're really bad at it, and I don't blame them for that. Not everybody's good at that kind of work. Yeah, they don't respond to issues like, sorry, we can't help you, or try to redirect you. Like, back when there was stuff we couldn't do, we redirected people to other businesses. Like, someone was asking about trigger issues. I'm like, that's not something we work on. I'm like, but hey, maybe go check out like Tactical Pontoon, or go check out Superior Triggers, or go check out these other companies. You know, maybe they can help you out. Or, yeah, man, sorry, we don't make this slide, but I know like Grey Ghost makes that slide. Like, you know, maybe go check them out. It's more expensive than us, sure, but we just don't make that model right now. And people are like, well, how would you know, turn people on to your competition? And it's like, it's not really competition if I'm not making the part that they're asking for. And I don't unnecessarily like shit on other companies. Like, you know, if they've proven to do something really bad, really wrong, then yeah, sure, I'll steer away from them. But the 2A industry and the 2A market is so vast, like there's no point in other companies fighting each other. Like, we all make something different, we all do something unique. Like, if you pop on over to TLD After Dark, you've got, oh man, Marconi, that's that, I almost forgot the name. Marconi makes slides, same as us, but his slides are different. Like, we know in our style, not everyone's gonna like our style. We have our own unique style, the way we do our chamfers, the way we do our windows, you know, it's unique to Stiffler. And Marconi has his own style. Like, they do their whole own thing, and maybe somebody likes that over ours, and that's okay. That's why there's so many different, you know, platforms. That's why there's so many different firearms, different types of ammunition. People have preferences, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people are going to like AKs over ARs, and vice versa. Some people are going to swear on 40 cal over 9 or 45. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with like saying, hey man, go check out this other business, because that's just not something we do, or not something we can help you with, or If you can't even figure it out, that's okay. Like, hey man, I'm not sure why this is happening. Let's try and figure this out together. We'll go through the troubleshooting process. We'll even retest it. But, like, for example, this slide I just tested, dumped 150 rounds through it. Flawless. 3 different types of ammunition. Threw it on an OEM frame, 2 kinds of PSA frames, an SCT frame, and a Polymer 80 frame. And just round after round, going through it like butter. And could not figure out how the customer was having problems with it. And I told him that, like, I can't figure out how you're having this problem. I don't know. I don't have enough information. I'd have to be at the range with you. I'd have to see how you set up your build. I don't know how you're having this problem. And I can't figure it out. All I can tell you, and here's the proof of my range sheets, I'm lighting targets up no problem. No issues. And sometimes it's okay to say you don't know. You don't have enough information, and you know, that's the best you can do. Just ghosting people on it, handle it. Hey, below average Utah dad, what's going on? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it is part of the job. Yeah, and you know, we get people sometimes, like, okay, for example, all of our slides say they're Gen 3, whether you buy them on the website or you buy them on the eBay page or whatever, they all say they're designed for Gen 3, Gen 1 through 3. So when someone buys it for a Gen 5 and gets mad at us that it doesn't work, it's like, well, yeah, man, it's designed for Gen 3. That doesn't mean you can't make a Gen 3 fit on a Gen 5 and run, but you're going to have to do some slight modification. You're going to have to change out that back plate. You might need to change out the slide lock release, you know. There's just a couple things you got to fix. And we're not going to walk you through that phase. That's something that you can do for your own edification. Look up videos on YouTube or Rumble or whatever, or go seek out a qualified gunsmith. We're not going to walk you through that, but we can tell you it's possible because we've seen people do it. And there's reasons for us not walking you through it. I'm sure you can imagine what those reasons are. It's just building. Some people want their hand held through the entire process, and we're more on the line of, in that 2A custodianship, pushing you in the right direction. Like, if you're having a problem, yeah, we'll walk you through it. Like, we'll help you. You know, we'll do the troubleshooting process. We'll even take the slide back to do a test with it. But when it comes to your own personal build, that's your own personal journey. And we'll nudge you in the right direction. But you still got to learn some of it yourself and do some of it yourself. That's the whole fun and excitement of building your own platform. And it's just good for your own knowledge. Like, you're going to ask, do you reach out to Glock and ask Glock 10,000 questions about their pistol? No. Did you reach out to Smith & Wesson or Ruger or Zev? Well, that may be Zev. But you're in this build, like, right? Those other ones, they were already pre-made for you. Everything should run like it is. This, you're doing it yourself. You might need to do some finishing work yourself because you're adding all different kinds of parts from different kinds of companies. Maybe you need to polish the rails. Maybe you need to sand the frame a little bit. If you're doing something like an 80% or a 76%, you're going to have to do drilling ops and sanding and all kinds of stuff. You know, it's... Okay, you're drifting into my lane. Thanks. Let's just get away from you, shall we? Oh, looks like we had a viewership drop. Ah, well. That's alright. I know the open road ain't for everybody. Oh, viewership spike. YouTube, it's so weird. But, yeah, anyway. If Don J's still there, you know, that's all the fun of it. Hey, Air and Space Museum. They have a Blackbird there. I loved going over there when I was a kid. SR-71 Blackbird. Beautiful aircraft. But today, let's see, what are we talking about today? We were talking about California, their AB 1127 and their SB 704. Talking about banning all Glock platforms in California by 2026. And making all pistol barrels because they're detachable, an FFL background checkable item. That is some wild, wild BS. Really sucks to be California. Don J's tracking all that stuff. And then what else? We have our Labor Day sale coming up. So let's see, we're getting closer and closer to it, so I'll start talking about that. So we're going to be doing Labor Day sale from September 1st to September 7th. And it's going to be 15% off SM19 strip slides. So those are going to be Generation 3 Glock 19 compatible. And it's going to be in colors that are Desert Sand, Glock FDE, and Burnt Bronze. So if you're thinking about getting one of those colors, those tan kind of tactical colors that people like, Desert Sand, Glock Flak Dark Earth, and Burnt Bronze, yep, those will be 15% off for a week come September. I believe the discount code is going to be LABOR25. Not active yet, but I mean, you can feel free to give it a try. But we did have one guy get mad at us about that on the previous sale. He's like, well, I used the coupon code, but it didn't work. And it's like, well, yeah, the sale's not for another week. He's like, well, I want to buy it now. I'm like, well, right now it's full price. We're in the middle of producing these slides and yada yada. Like the sale for a holiday is around the time of the holiday. Like we're not doing it before, we're not doing it after. It is around the time of the holiday. In this case, Labor Day. And we will be doing something for Glocktober, so that'll be October 1st to October 31st. Not 100% on what we're getting done, but there will be a sale for Glocktober. Man, look at this sky. Love this sky. Freaking beautiful. And any of you watching, feel free to chime in, ask questions. I might not be able to answer immediately, but that's because I'm driving, as is evidence. Any spooky Cerakotes? Maybe. Maybe. We'll find out more as we get closer to October. There we go. There we go. Thinking about doing 2 or 3 different sales during Glocktober. You know, I will say one will be on sale. Hunter Orange will be on sale during Glocktober for obvious reasons. FV Ordnance, what's going on? On another trip in my favorite piece of shit. Not driving 95 though. It's a great way to get the state troopers on me. Oh, no worries, man. Appreciate you popping in. I just drove by the Air Force Base and the Air and Space Museum. Always love seeing the planes. And we still have A-10s flying in the sky, F-16s. We occasionally get F-35s down from up north. Fun watching the planes fly. Looks like we're slowing down a bit. Actually, more than a bit. I'll let this guy pass me and see if I can get around. This is dangerous. I'm going like 20 below the speed limit. What's this guy hauling? Cattle? Yep. Man's hauling cattle. Kind of feel bad for him. It's 103. It's not even 10 a.m. yet. Arizona heat, people. But at least there's no humidity. I'm going to test out a bunch of aftermarket mags with the slide, and I'll try and take as many videos as I can. Right on, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any issues with it, man, we have a troubleshooting process. We'll go through it. But I mean, most of the time, it's usually people who are just inexperienced in builds. They're experienced in shooting OEM, and that's fine. But they're inexperienced in doing their own builds and checking things. Or sometimes straight up, it's just dudes are lip wristing it. I mean, like I said, we did our last test on 2 different PSAs. The compact and the full-size S, polymer 80, and I believe the parts kit that's in that polymer 80 is an SCT. Then of course an SCT frame and an OEM, and it just ran and ran, no issues. So don't know what the issue was that this guy was experiencing, but. And the option, be like, we could send it back to him and say, hey, look, this is what we did, this is what we tested. That's what I told him. I told him everything we tested it on. 3 different kinds of ammo, all those different frames. Like, had 2 different shooters testing it, and everything ran flawlessly. The only issue I did experience was a type of ammo I was using called Scorpio, and I was getting dud rounds. Primer strikes were good. I wasn't getting light strikes or anything. Just the rounds were duds. What are you gonna do? That happens sometimes. We were able to pick up a bunch of Scorpio at a good price. We're like, yeah, what the heck? We'll give it a go. But we also threw in some Blazer and some Winchester in there too. Different grades, 115, 124. Try to mix it up. Try and mess with it a little bit, be like, all right, cool, let's throw different stuff at you and see if you can just keep eating it. I mean, it wasn't a super extensive test, not like, say, our Leonidas, where different frames, different types of ammunition, and 1,500 rounds through it over the course of multiple different range sessions, different optics, just chewing through it. Well, I think 150 rounds was enough to say, yeah, okay, there's nothing wrong here. On an OM19 frame, oh yeah, you should be golden there. Recoil control, no worries. Don't know, man, don't know. And I've also gotten some experienced shooters, but again, you're stacking different parts together from different companies. I don't know what parts kit everything he was using. I don't know the frame and everything, because I asked for like a real detailed report. Like, hey man, tell me everything. Like, don't leave information out. Like, what happened? One of the most common ones I get is when people start doing optics for the first time, and they put the long screw on the right side, and that causes issues because they've never used an optic before. And so their knowledge all up until this time is, hey, everything works. And now I've got this new slide, and maybe it's an old optic, an optic they've already used, and they just accidentally put the wrong screw in the wrong place, and all of a sudden they're having issues. So brain goes, well, what's new? The slide is new. Must be the slide. It's like, nope, afraid not. And over the phone, the guy, funny enough, the guy's at a range out in public, whatever, out in the forest, wherever the frick he was. And we're just on the phone with him, and like, hey man, take your optic off and, do your range testing then. As soon as he does, oh yep, runs flawless like butter. And then he realized, oh yep, he put the wrong screw in the wrong place. Because stuff happens. Everybody makes mistakes. No, nothing wrong with it. We all screw up now and then. Oh, not a problem, Don J, not a problem. Thank you for trying out our slide swap program. I'm almost where I need to be. I should drive out somewhere cool sometime. There's this Civil War skirmish site. It's a distance, but it's not too far away. Maybe I drive out there sometime. Drive around, show you guys Arizona, show you the desert, mountains, Maybe we'll get lucky and see some critters. I mean, coyote are everywhere. Jackrabbit, quail. Those are all everywhere. You'll see those. Javelina. Yep, you'll see javelina everywhere. Thank you for the likes, greatly appreciated. I forgot to bring my morning water with me. Damn. I'm gonna have to go buy a freaking bottle of water for like $3. Yeah, well. Let's see here. What does today look like? Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. But yep, Labor Day, it's going to be flat dark earth, desert sand, burnt bronze, SM19 slides. And then Glocktober, it's going to be our first whole month-long sale. So you guys won't have to worry about a timeline. But for the Labor Day sale, it's just going to be for the 1 week. It's going to be from September 1st to September 7th. So if you're planning on getting something, that way you know not to blow your money. I like to let people know about sales, as ahead of time as I can. Because, I mean, who doesn't plan with their money? Like, everything goes to a certain place. So if you're not aware of something, you allocate your funds to go to something else. Got to let people know about stuff early. That said, though, I mean, it is around a holiday, and that's usually when we do most of our sales, is around a holiday. So you can usually plan for it. Major holidays, anyway. As well as a few military ones. We do a few military ones here and there. What do I want to get today? It's almost lunchtime. Almost. Still kind of brunchy time. A little peckish. I'm on that daily morning of oatmeal and green tea and maybe some fruit. Try to be healthy. Because you got to be healthy and hydrated so you can move and groove and react to contact, engage the enemy, and break their stuff. Stay hydrated, people. Drink water. And if you're dehydrated, how are you going to be a sexual tyrannosaurus like Stiffler? You're not. Gotta stay hydrated, people. Alright, I'm going to pull in, probably grab a bite to eat. I got to meet somebody, head off to the post office, get some work done. Probably do another live later tonight, most likely. So thank you all for joining me. Actually, we're going to go pull in over here because I'm away from the sun. There we go. But yeah, thank you for joining me. This is where we'll end today, just a short driving live. So check out stifflermanufacturing.com. And as always, stay 2A every day.